Listen, y'all, this is Lorraine Toussaint. I am an island girl that rocks, okay?
Hello, my name is Zyon Harding. I am a part of the Island Girls Rock community. And the Island Girl Rock community is an intergenerational community of girls and women from all across the Caribbean.
Hello, Zion.
Hi. So I am here with the beautiful, the ravishing, the very talented Lorraine Toussaint.
I'm going to adopt you, Zion. Yes.
So we have just finished day 2 of the Cross-Continental Forum, and while what we just went through is still fresh in our minds, why do you feel it's essential for us, especially in the Caribbean, to have forums like this?
You know, it's all about ownership and ownership of our stories. And when we write them, produce them, finance them, distribute them, then we own them. And then we have that real control over what stories we tell and in what ways in which we tell them. And so that's what you're seeing today. You're watching young filmmakers and young producers and in varying stages of their careers exhibit their ownership and their intentions to take control of their stories and their product. And so this is very exciting. I certainly came down because I wanted to contribute to that. I have been in this industry for 40 plus years and been part of projects where I did not have ownership and part of projects where I do have ownership, and that's a vast difference. And so, yeah, young people like yourself, I'm here to support.
Mm-hmm. So we've heard from the different panels, and they spoke about challenges faced with co-production. So as an industry titan like yourself with roots from the Caribbean, how would you help with introducing more co-production opportunities into the Caribbean?
You know, that's a tough question because I come from the producing perspective, not necessarily as a financier and someone who packages productions. I come from the creative end of it. But the discussions today are extraordinarily important because it's from the perspective of the folks who actually pay for these productions and how are you going to pay for these productions. A lot of the people in this room, as a creative producer and as an executive producer, I would be hiring a line producer or a financing producer, which is what we were watching today. So the good news about the industry now, as opposed to when I started 45 years ago, is that there are so many different platforms. There's so many different ways in which you can get your product made, and the creative ways in which you can finance them, and the creative ways in which you can partner with them. And because this is now a global economy, and this is a truly global experience, as it is referenced in Amazon and Netflix and Apple, and these are global platforms. So the world has gotten very small, and so we're finding that we were talking today in this room about UK financing and Canadian financing and Greek financing, and certainly the African continent has stepped up in terms of the ways in which they are creatively financing and bankrolling product. And so this was a very, I thought I knew a lot about financing. I learned so much about what the financing possibilities are in terms of creating independent film series, limited series. So it was really informative and terrific, really terrific. Smart people, a lot of really young, innovative, smart people are in these rooms the next couple of days.
So now I'm looking towards more of your career. You said you've been in it for 40 plus years, which is very admirable. For any young actors, especially black women, do you have any advice for them when they're just starting out in the entertainment industry?
Look, the industry has changed so much since I started, but there are some things that haven't changed. I'm really I've always been and will always be a stickler for training. You know, there are so many ways that one can get into this industry now, some of which I approve of, some of which I don't. I mean, you know, I came into this when celebrity was not the goal, where you're famous for being famous, for being famous, for being famous, and I don't even understand what that looks like. And it doesn't speak to a talent, a genuine talent, other than a talent to be famous. I don't even know what to do with that. So. If you're talking about being a serious actor, you've got to. This is a craft. This is what I do is highly skilled. Someone said to me the other day, when you're preparing for a role, do you diet and go to the gym? And I said, oh my God, I certainly do not. But that's the kind of mindset that sometimes I'm seeing in young actors. That's not what I do. I'm an actor. I'm a craftsperson. I'm a journeyman. I'm an extraordinarily skilled artist, and so that comes with training and mentorship. And you put in the time. You get out of it what you put into it. So, what would I say to young actors? Go to school. Learn about this craft. Actually determine whether you have the skills and the talent, and you are wired in the way in which an artist and actor needs to be wired. Is this something that you want to do more than anything else? Because if there's anything else that you love to do in life, go do that. Because this will break your heart. You've got to love it enough to withstand the heartbreak of this industry. I still love it after 45 years. I love it as much as the first day I entered it. So that says a lot, and I'm still as passionate about this work, and I still feel like there's still so much I haven't tapped yet. There's still so much potential I haven't realized. My 60s are going to be thrilling, just thrilling in terms of the work that I'm intending to do. So, young actors, you must love it more than life itself, and but also develop a life that you love as much as this work, because you must be passionately in love with your life. You must have a very full, rich, deep life, that fall in love, have children, find God, have affairs, have lovers, go travel, see the world, invest in your soul. The bigger the soul, the bigger the talent. The bigger the soul, the bigger the imagination. Say yes to life. Take big bites out of life. I mean, just ride this sucker till the wheels fall off. You know, live hard, love hard. There's no point to it unless you're as an artist anyway, this passionately invested in, because this is the price that you will pay for the work, for the art. And the art, if it doesn't cost you, if it's superficial, if it's surface, then whatever, get out of it, who cares? But if it costs you, if it really costs you, then you know you're actually creating something worthwhile. And the greater the cost the artist is willing to pay for this work, the cost on your body, your mind, your psyche, your spirit, the greater the cost, the greater the art. But to be Miss Holmes, you also have to learn how to rest. And part of what I'm doing here in Barbados is resting and giving back and refilling, and you've got to refill that tank, right? So that's kind of what Anguilla, Barbados, coming to the Caribbean. Nothing refills me faster than the sea. And so I have come to the sea.
So thank you so much, and I feel like the advice you have given us is not only beneficial to young actors, but in all walks of life.
That
for
is
everyone.
correct, young lady.
So
That is correct.
once
That
again,
is a life worth living.
once again, I'd like to thank you, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
And I wish you the best. Thank you.